And why is it that when we're finally ready, the door slams shut? When you've given your all, praying, fasting, believing, and still you hear no. When it seems like everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still, it's easy to feel forgotten, overlooked, rejected. But what if it's not rejection? What if God's no is actually a holy redirection? A divine reroute? What if the thing you thought was falling apart is actually falling into place? Let's uncover the deeper truth behind this silent pain. Throughout the Bible, God closed doors on people he deeply loved and powerfully called. Think of Joseph, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, rejected again and again. But each no was really a step closer to the throne of Egypt. Moses, rejected by the very people he tried to help, exiled for decades. But that rejection, it led to the burning bush, to destiny, to freedom for an entire nation. Even Jesus, despised, rejected, crucified, was walking the path of ultimate purpose. Rejection doesn't mean you're unworthy. Sometimes it means you're chosen. So if you're feeling cast aside, pushed away, forgotten, you're not being rejected, you're being reshaped. But why does it hurt so much? Why does God allow this? Here are 6 shocking reasons why rejection might be part of his plan. Reason 1, God is protecting you from what you can't see. You wanted that relationship, that job, that opportunity, but what if it would have hurt you in ways you couldn't imagine? God sees what's ahead. He knows the trap, the heartbreak, the pain. And in his mercy, he says no, even when it breaks your heart. Because his protection often feels like rejection. Reason 2, God is preparing you for something greater. Sometimes you're just not ready yet. He's building your character, deepening your faith, teaching you patience and trust. If he gave it to you now, it might crush you. So he prepares you, quietly, privately, patiently. Reason 3, God is stripping away what you thought you needed. Your attachments, your plans, your comfort zones. Not to harm you, but to empty your hands so you're ready to receive his. He's not punishing you, he's freeing you. Reason 4, God is realigning your purpose. You had a vision, a timeline, a plan, but God isn't interested in your control. He's after your calling. Sometimes rejection is how he steers you back, away from distractions, away from detours, back to destiny. That closed door, it's not the end. It's a divine detour toward his promise. Reason 5, God is growing your faith in the silence. Rejection often brings silence. No signs, no answers, just waiting. But the silence is sacred. It's where you learn to walk by faith, not by sight. Where you realize God is not just a yes or no. He's faithful, even when you don't understand. Reason 6, God is setting you apart. Sometimes you're rejected, not because you're unworthy, but because you're too valuable to stay where you were. God has a higher calling, a greater purpose, and that means pulling you away from average, from familiar, from easy. Rejection is often divine elevation in disguise. And here's the truth, what feels like rejection today will look like protection tomorrow. What broke your heart will one day make sense, because God never wastes pain. He never closes a door without purpose, and he never redirects without a destination in mind. You're not being left behind, you're being led ahead. So don't give up. God is working, even in the no.